the Putney community, like that's how it's accessed. Is like it's literally through scrolling through the lost AirPods.
Yeah, the AirPods thing. Oh my god, it's been going forever.
I'm Jasmine. I'm a senior at the Putney School, and I'm a remote student this year.
My name is Shirley, and I'm an international student from China. And because of the coronavirus, I'm currently staying in China, and I'm a senior.
My name is David, and currently I'm a sophomore at the Putney School. As well, I'm an international boarding student, but I am right now staying in Beijing, China to take the course remotely.
If we ever want to go back to the States, we need to go to a third country for another 14 days before we come back. So it's a lot of traveling and it's very, very expensive.
There's still travel ban from the United States that's saying anyone from China without quarantine 14 days in another country can't enter the United States. So I couldn't find a way to quarantine myself 14 days in another countries because there are all new cases around the world. So I just couldn't come.
I'm remote because I have type 1 diabetes, and so I'm high risk, and I felt safer being at home and doing school online instead of being on campus.
The beginning of the remote school is fine for me, saying I'm a night owl and I can stay up late, so I don't mind go to class every day at night. But the thing is, now we are in winter time right now in the States, so we are actually having a 13-hour difference compared to the previous 12 hours of difference. If you are going to the 1:10 class in the afternoon, that will be 2:10 a.m. for me, very early in the morning. So I sometimes go, but because it's too late or too early, so I don't go that often.
The beginning of the school year was confusing and a bit isolating. I remember for convocation, I didn't know whether I'd be able to attend it. And I was, but I couldn't hear much of what they were saying at all, and I couldn't attend senior meetings. It didn't feel like it was set up for me to be there. I actually had to be the one to reach out to the school and ask if I could be remote because I'm high risk. And I wish the school made it clearer to other students that if you are high risk, then you don't have to be on campus. And with some students, with their situations, they have to be on campus. But I wish they made that clear that that was an option.
International students were just been notified at the last minute that you can take remote class this trimester. It was definitely harder because there are time differences, and some teachers honestly are not replying email really fast. But then just after 2 weeks, I figure out what time I should meet with my teachers and what my classes are doing remotely. It feels like a huge difference when you are in person with your teachers and your classmates and you're a remote learner right now.
The outside help has been pretty great, saying the school is trying their best to set up schedule to pretty much engage all students in different time zones.
Putney offers some additional help to the remote students. I meet with Seth once a week to check in about classes, see how things are going, and he relates back to my teachers.
I did several advisories with my advisor, and I also meet with Seth for once a week to check in, as well as Libby for the international students.
For my advisory, I've gone a handful of times. It's been a little trickier going to advisory with advisors figuring out how to incorporate remote students. But I think every advisor does that a little bit differently.
I have to give credits to Melissa now because she is my new advisor. Yay! Because she knows that we can't go to the regular advisory meeting or the regular evening arts. So she is actually opening up a Sunday session just for us and for remote needing people, because she is leading the needing activities. So basically we'll meet on Sunday at 9 just to do a quick chat while we are doing the meeting. So it's basically a combined meeting of meeting and advisory meeting.
I know some students have experiences where teachers get back to them really quickly, and some don't. They have their own lives and they can't always be on their computers replying. But it's pretty impressive in my case where they get back to me really fast.
Teachers are always available. I have the option of going to the class or not because it's always out of the hour, but I prefer to go to the class. So if anything is missing, I can still like email my teachers and all that.
I can just stay up late until like 3 or 4 to wait to meet for them because I just can't say anything at that time.
I think it would be easier if everyone was online, or if at least everyone had the option of being online at the beginning of the school year. That way you could base off of the circumstances you're in whether you feel safe to be on campus or whether you really don't want to be doing school from home. And that would make it so there would most likely be more online students, remote students, and the school will be set up more to support us. It would feel a lot less isolating.
I do think if the entire school is remote, will be more beneficial for us because that means we are on the same page. The example I gave, which is the math class, saying although the students are at Putney, but they're still taking online classes, they're still learning remotely, which makes the entire thing more, easier because we can communicate and we can send emails to each other even if it's on the class time because we're supposed to do that, and people can connect with each other together at the same time.
Currently, 2 of my 3 classes I'm taking are taught by teachers who are already completely remote.
So the reunion between Regan and Goneril and Lear, it's all happening on sort of neutral territory.
And that's gone really well, and I've noticed that those 2 classes work a lot better and a lot more cohesively than my hybrid class, which I just think must be so hard for my teacher because she has to go back and forth between teaching pre-calculus to a room full of students and also to people who are online.
They're pretty easy. We're very familiar with how to do those. We saw that it gets a little bit trickier.
But of course, there's always going to be technical issues that happen.
I think people on Google Meet, I don't know if you can tell because it's presenting that my screen is just freaking out. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to just do some lecture on the board, and then I will just make a video tonight to share with you.
There are lots of times in digital filmmaking where I have to sit out on certain parts of the class because it has to do with the Putney School cameras, which I don't use. Should I sit this one out, Andy?
Yeah, you can sit it out unless you're really interested in learning about the camera.
For now, it's like I'm trying my best to go to my, for example, 110 class, but I can't do so every day because I still need to sleep, which means I'm gonna miss a portion of the class, and the teachers are not always recording, saying they might record some key lectures or if they're doing a major assignment. But if they are not, I just miss a good portion of class without knowing the content, which is a great loss, I think.
There aren't a ton of extracurricular courses offered for remote students. I am taking an evening animation class, an evening art, and that's gone really well. I really enjoyed doing that. Besides that, I'm not doing any kind of afternoon activity. That's not really possible.
I am not doing like any other activities with Putney outside the classroom, like my work job or afternoon activities or any other things. It is hard. Like, I can't find any resources that Putney can help me in here in China to do any things like that. But it is definitely like I have more time in the daytime where I don't need to take those online classes. I applied to an internship at Yao Center Beijing, which is just you go there and as an intern you do something for them and it's unpaid, but I'm still waiting for the result. And I'm also learning SAT test in my daytime, which definitely I have more time to do that right now.
Personally, I am not going to any extracurricular activities at Putney simply because of the time issue. Because your evening hours will be in the early morning for me, which doesn't make any sense for me to get up like after a 1:10 class, get up at 7 or 8.
There are benefits to being home and being able to create my own activities here. For example, I've been able to work on my college applications. I've been able to take piano lessons as well, which has been really nice. I didn't think I'd be able to do piano over Zoom, but it's actually worked surprisingly well. I'll tilt my computer screen down towards the keys so my teacher can see. I will socially distance, see neighbors outside, and a lot of family time.
I can't see your beautiful eyes.
I do have access to the assembly, but I don't like go there because I really don't have time during the evening. To have a video is definitely better because like when I'm free, I definitely want to check out the video, see what's happening at Putney.
I've been able to go to most assemblies. At the beginning of the school year, I advocated to have assemblies streamed to remote students.
The assembly is less fun with people yelling and shouting together, so I only been there for once. I can still hear what they're saying because the mic was directly connected to the Zoom, but for the rest of the things I can't hear any.
At the beginning of the year, I really didn't feel like I was part of the Putney community at all. I felt like there wasn't a large effort being made for us to feel supported. It's gotten a little better with improved systems in place to go to assembly and advisory.
I always feel myself as a Putney person or a part of Putney community, but it's really hard to participate in any community events when you are remote.
Every remote student I've talked to has talked about the isolation and how that feels. Scrolling through community comments in all schools seems to be a common way of connecting with the community, and sometimes the only way besides texting and talking with friends who are on campus.
I'm tracking on what is happening at Putney by community comments and all school, which is they're just like lost and found, and it's not really helpful. So I do contact my several friends at the Putney on Instagram. I have text them a lot.
I'm keeping up with all the community comments and all school emails, but that's really the only channel I can know about the community situation right now. So it's hard, but I'm still a part of Putney. I'm pretty sure about that.
It is really nice connecting with my friends who are on campus and hearing what's going on, and it also offers an interesting point of view of watching from afar, seeing what's going on with the divide specifically in seniors this year and people's reactions to the first COVID case. Because my bedroom is right next to my sister's and she goes to bed really early, I can't talk to friends or my boyfriend past 9 o'clock. So I've been talking to people in my pantry in the kitchen because it won't wake people up at night. And it'll be in a documentary, so there'll be like interviews with David and Sherlyn, who have been in China, and then there will be like me talking about my experience as well as. I'm really hoping that by the end of this year, the world will be in a healthier, better place, and that remote students will be able to be back on campus, and international students will be able to travel, and higher students won't be put in dangerous situations being on campus. So that's my hope.